Hello, my dear friend Sarah. Okay, I had a chance to do a reading for you, and this is from Toby. I have to tell you, it was palpable that he chose this deck. This is the Prism of Visions deck. I'm not quite sure why, but this is the one that he wanted me to use because I rarely use this deck. I think it's beautiful, but I rarely use it. So now we can find out exactly why he wanted me to use this deck. First of all, I asked how he's doing. I wanted Toby to give us a message about what's going on in his journey, and then secondly is a message that he has for you, okay? So first, I want you to see this because it's absolutely stunning. This is how he's doing. It's the Chariot. He is absolutely free-flowing, moving forward powerfully. He's doing really, really well, Sarah. I mean, he is flying high. Right, this is a card of freedom of movement and sight. He knows exactly where he's going and how he's heading into his future. He wanted me to let you know that he's moved on to a much better place, a place that feels much more victorious to him, that feels more free-flowing. I think it's interesting that he sends this boat because, he doesn't need to walk. Here he flies, and here he floats, okay? It's interesting that he's showing that he doesn't necessarily even need to use his legs. He's found even more ways to transport himself. And interestingly, here are the pyramids. And I thought that was such a nod to you that he knows you and he wants you to know that he still sees you and he sees your joy and your passion and your love for him, right? But he wants you to know that he has seen all this beautiful light on the horizon. So he lights his own way. He's doing really well. He's moving very freely. And yeah, he's the King of Swords. So just so you know, he is also there to be a guide to other animals, okay? He is feeding and nourishing them, and he's helping them to learn new lessons about how, about how to do their work on the other side, okay? So he's helping them to make this transition. He is one of the specialists in the spiritual realm, and that doesn't surprise me given everything he had to go through in his physical life here with you. In the spiritual world, he's very much a guide. You see how he's using his knowledge. The sword is all about his knowledge to create butterflies out of these swans, right? So he's using the butterflies in their transformation to help nourish them so they can see how to have a new life on the other side, okay? So this is how he's doing, all very fortuitous and beautiful cards of being in control and in demand, very much the king of his environment. A 6 is all about moving forward and harmony and victory, and the Chariot is a really successful journey. So he's had a very successful journey. He's doing very, very well. So he wants you to know that that's where he is and what he's doing. Next is his message for you. He sees that you're still in pain. He sees that you are still missing him very, very deeply, and that your heart is in a lot of pain over him not being here. At the same time, he wants you to know that you need to look at that experience and that pain that you've had from him, and you need to transform that now, okay? So he's asking you, do you see the energy as it's moving through this card? I'm going to show these together. It's moving through this card and all of this turmoil into this complete blast like wings and all of these little butterflies coming off of there. So he's saying take all the experience that you've had and transform it now into something much better for you. It is time for you to release the pain. He knows you feel it, but it's time for you to release the pain. And when you do, this is what he shows you is the Ace of Wands, which is all of these beautiful flowers and this beautiful idea. Again, I want you to see it's rising above what looks like the pyramids. I realize these are mountains here, but they look like pyramids. So you are supposed to rise up and start doing what it is you really feel passionate about. So release the pain because you have something very inspiring to share with this world, Sarah, and he wants you to go forward and do that, okay? And then finally, at the bottom of the deck was the Root card. The Two of Chalices. It just couldn't be any more beautiful. I think he wants you to know deeply that the two of you have been and always will be soulmates. You are meant to have connected in this earth. You are meant to connect in the afterlife. You will always be intertwined. Always. Two energies that are coming together to create something different. Okay? So he just wants to clarify and make sure he sends that message to you. So he's doing great in the spiritual realm. really fantastic. He sees that you're still early in the process of getting over him. He knows that. But it's time for you now to move on. So he wants you to start afresh, start anew, knowing that he's doing very well, and release yourself from your pain. Transform it instead into a way to use that inspiration to grow and flower and bloom in the world. Okay? I love you dearly, my friend. Thinking of you today. We'll talk soon.